If you believe that everything is energy and you've donated stuff in the past, you need to go energetically cleanse the things that you've ever donated, given away, gifted, whatever the case may be. You need to cleanse that shit because it is energetically tied to you. Yesterday, I was watching a video by one of my mutuals. So most of you already know that when you give stuff to other people, you're basically giving them your energy. But what we don't think about is when we donate stuff or even when we lose things, to energetically cleanse our energy off of that so that we're not energetically attached to them and whatever else is happening after they're no longer in our possession, right? I was like, oh shit, I thought about the fact that I had donated a lot of things and I lost like 95% of my stuff in Hurricane Harvey. So I was like, you know what, let me go energetically cleanse these things. And somebody in her comments had asked me how I did it, so I'm gonna share that with y'all just in case you guys want to energetically cleanse your stuff. You can kind of get an idea of how that can go. It's gonna look different for everybody, but essentially you just have to use your imagination and connect with the energy of those things. So what I did was I put my phone down and I took a deep breath and I grounded myself into the earth so that I could make sure that I was receiving accurate information. And then in my mind's eye, I connected with the energy of my things. And what I realized was that it wasn't just the things that I had donated, which was my original intention to go in there and cleanse the things I had donated. It was also the things that I had lost in Hurricane Harvey, because some of these things were not just thrown away, like other people found them and they kept them or whatever the case may be. Some people had my stuff from that, which is kind of crazy to think about, but it happens, right? People are going to go through shit that they see abandoned. I saw a big ass pile of not just clothes. It was like clothes, furniture, pretty much anything that I had ever owned in the past that I no longer have. And it was just this big ass pile. But what was coming from this pile was like all this static. So if you ever go in like a science museum or anything, you see those glass looking balls, but if you touch it, it looks like there's static going all around your hand, all that electricity. That's what was coming off of all of those things. And it was going out to all these different places in the world. Like I just saw it going out everywhere, right? And I was like, holy crap. So I was a little bit flustered at first because I was like, whoa, like, what do I do? How do I contain static? Like, what the fuck? So I thought about, okay, what would you do if there was staticky clothes, dryer sheets, right? So then I envisioned like this giant dryer sheet that was like going over all of these things. And essentially this dryer sheet was cleansing and purifying this energy, right? Once everything was cleansed and purified, everything started to get organized. Like all the clothing was getting all folded up and it was just like all these different piles. In my mind's eye, I created this beautiful closet that had like all this amazing natural lighting and I put all of the things in there. But when I stood back to look at everything, I like something didn't feel right. I was like, wait, this stuff isn't mine anymore. It's not mine anymore. It used to be mine, but it's not mine anymore. And I had to let it go. And that part was kind of sad for me because what people don't talk about is like when you lose your stuff in natural disasters and stuff like that, like nobody helps you process losing physical items because they think, oh, you should be so lucky that you have your life, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's so traumatic to lose your stuff. So traumatic, especially when it's things that you've had since you were like a kid or a teenager, you know, like it hurts. So I had to let it go. I had been attached to these things for so long. It seemed like every other day I was thinking about something that I had lost in Hurricane Harvey, and it would make me really sad because I miss my clothes, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I miss the fuck out of my shit. Like, ugh. And every time I buy new clothes, I'm like, okay, cool, I'm getting new clothes. But I just think about how much more I could have had I not lost all my shit, right? So I was holding on. And I said, you know, I have to let it go. I have to let it go. It is what it is. I cannot reverse time. I can't get these things back, you know. So I let them go. I asked the universe to send the things off to where they were supposed to be. And then it was like, then it was like, okay, now you're good. And craziest thing about the fact that this pile showed itself as static is I can vividly remember a few years ago when I was really cleansing everything out of my house and like donating everything. During that time, I could not touch shit without getting shocked. When I tell you I was getting PTSD from even touching a fucking doorknob because I just kept getting shocked. I was like, bro, I can't do shit without getting shocked. I had to grab doorknobs with like the sleeve like this because every single fucking metal thing that I would touch, I kept getting shocked and I was so annoyed. And now I'm like, holy crap. That was like the time where I was donating a big chunk of my stuff because I just wasn't resonating with my clothes. So I was like, damn. During that time is also when I feel like I started to lose my spark. Crazy, right? Static spark. I felt like I started to lose my shit and it was close to that shit. The energy that I had cleansed from those items, I asked the universe to transmute it into something that is beneficial for me. So you can do whatever type of energy it is that you want, transmute it into more success. You can transmute it into more money. You can transmute it into more happiness. You can transmute it into things that will clear the pathways for you. If you follow Alexis, she gives really good stories about the things that she does, and it kind of helps you to realize what's possible for you. If you can only pick one thing to do with Alexis, I would say do a session with her because that's going to help you realize where your strength lies. So for me, I'm a seer, and I already knew that I was a seer, but I didn't realize how I could harness my power or like how my seeing capabilities were even existing until I did a session with her. Your capabilities might lie somewhere else where it's not necessarily seeing, maybe it's some other way, but that's how I energetically cleanse the things that I have ever donated or ever lost. I'm gonna tag Alexis in the comments. Definitely go check her out. Whatever is happening energetically with those items is also affecting you because everything is energy and that shit sticks unless you tell it not to. So that's how I did it.